What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Dave Cave. Dave here, and today I'm having a look at the Batman the Animated Series Maxie Zeus collector build wave. I believe this is the third wave from the Batman the Animated Series collector build waves. The first one being Condiment King, the second one being Lockup, and now the third being Maxie Zeus. Yeah, super psyched to have this wave in hand. And let's go down the line and see what we've got here, man. We've got Mr. Two-Face here from, Batman the Animated Series, not the New Adventures one. We've got the Christmas with the Joker. Now we've got an amazing throwback right here to the Lightning Strike Batman from the Batman the Animated Kenner figures from the 90s. So, yeah, just absolutely chuffed that I get to add this guy to my collection. It's funny, back in the day I hated these random variant Batman that you never saw in the show or the comics, but I think it's awesome that we get to have it now as a throwback to that. So yeah, super cool. And then we have Batman the Animated Series Batgirl, which is great. Awesome thing is, with the exception of this guy that's never been released before, I missed out on her, I missed out on him, and I missed out on him from the DC Collectables versions of these guys. So yeah, out of this wave, I've got 4 new figures, well 5 if you include the Maxie Zeus. So yeah, this wave was just a no-brainer from me. Now before we crack into these boxes, got to give a shout out to the sponsor who I did purchase this wave from. That's Angel Grove Toys and Collectables, guys. Head over to angelgrovecollectables.com and buy yourself something nice, man. Spend your money with confidence, knowing that Angel Grove are one of the best in the biz in Australia. They service the whole world, man. So hit them up, spend some money, tell them Dave sent ya. Now, with all that out the way, guys, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and strap yourselves in, man, because we're going to get into it. Let's do this. Alrighty, guys, let's check out the Two-Face. Now, at first glance, we've got a really nice figure, but we've got some cell shading. Now, I don't know how you feel about that, but it's not so bad in hand. I know it doesn't look that great on camera. I can kind of see it on the screen now. Doesn't look too bad in the hand, guys. I actually quite like it, but I'm kind of on the fence about the cell shading. I think it looks pretty good for some figures and not so good for others. So paint wise, we've got pretty basic stuff aside from the face here, which is done, I think, adequately. Yeah, the likeness is pretty good. It's pretty bang on to the animated series, so that's quite nice. But then, yeah, it's Harvey Dent. Like, there's not too many liberties that you can take with this guy. But yeah, honestly, to be quite frank, I think that the cell shading adds something here, and it doesn't look too bad personally. But yeah, I guess you might have your own opinions about that, and you're totally welcome to them. But yeah, let's see how this guy moves. We've got some pretty basic artic in the head, and what I noticed was that actually you can see it there at the bottom of the neck, unpainted hinges going under, so you can see I'm kind of exposing some white plastic there, and it's the same on the wrists here and on this hand too. Now we've got singles at the elbows, and we've got the ball joints in the legs there, not that crappy hinge system that some of the earlier DC Collectables Batman animated series figures have, but this guy escapes that because he was one of the later releases from DC Collectables. Actually, he might have been one of the last figures released, and so that's why he has the ball joints rather than that weird hinge system. So yeah, this guy might actually fit on the Bat Cycle better than the Batman or the Robin even do. So yeah, so nice that we have that. And the most important thing is there are some ratcheting in the knee joints there, but the rest of the joints don't actually have ratchets, and they all feel smooth and super tight, and that's really good. We've got rockers in the legs there, so you can get some nice open leg stances, and he's going to feel super stable standing on my shelf there. So yeah, unlike some of my other DC Collectables Batman animated figures, this guy's actually going to be able to stand on my shelf without toppling over. Now let's have a look at the accessories. For the Maxie Zeus stuff, we've got 2 hands, we've got the head, and we've got the lightning bolt accessory. And then for Two-Face's stuff, we've got a Harvey hand, those blue Two-Face hands, and then we've got a stick of dynamite. Can confirm that the stick of dynamite does fit in the open hand there. And yeah, had to check that out because this line, going back to the DC Collectables stuff, man, just a bad track record of giving us accessories that the figures can't even hold. So yeah, good that Harvey can actually hold the stick of dynamite there. So yeah, pretty happy that I've got this guy. Been wanting this guy for the longest time. All in all, this is a really nice figure. All right, on to the next one. Alrighty guys, next up is the Joker, or as he was known in his original DC Collectables release, Holiday Joker. Now, obviously styled on the Christmas with the Joker episode. You've got Joker here in his Santa getup as he was seen on television when he took over the TV station, and yeah, had a bit of fun there. Now, there's one thing that I cannot fault this line on, and it's the accessories. Some of those releases going all the way back to like wave 1, just amazing accessories, loads of hands, and yeah, just some really nice little props from, you know, the backgrounds of some of the cartoons, some of the episodes that we, you know, that we love so dearly. One that stands out in my mind is the original Riddler with the little, you know, retail display of his little puzzle boxes and puzzle toys. Just a great little accessory to include in an action figure. So yeah, and they haven't skimped out here. They've re-released Holiday Joker here with everything that he originally came with. Now that's the bare bones Christmas tree that you can actually dress with the 5 baubles. You get 4 extra hands and an additional hand featuring the little hand puppet that Joker uses during the episode there, Laffy. And as you can see there, yeah, just a really fantastic little touch there. You also get a candy cane, which fits perfectly into the kind of pinchy hands that you can see there. Now we also get Maxie Zeus's torso over here, and yeah, I'm gonna save that until we actually get Maxie Zeus all together, and then we'll have a closer look at him. Speaking of closer looks, let's have a look at the figure here. Now, yeah, I mean, not a bad sculpt there, guys. Like, I mean, you can't get it wrong, really. Like, I feel like Bruce Timm got it right the first time. You know, you could argue that he got it right the second time too, because I do quite like those redesigns, some of them anyway. Yeah, I honestly feel like it's painted quite nicely. That face looks, you know, he's got the suave Christmas Joker face happening, and yeah, you know, he's in his Christmas get up there. So really nice, man. This is gonna actually make it out of Dave Cave and up to the main house at Christmas time. That'd be great. My son will love that. And I don't know if you can see that, but I personally feel like the cell shading here, you can see it on the inside on the green, really nicely done there, and not too kind of heavy on the jacket and on the inside there. So yeah, another case where it almost just blends in with the shadow. So it kind of just feels natural on this figure, and really doesn't put me off at all. Where this figure really does kind of fall down is in the classic articulation. Now, I told you about the Two-Face earlier, having those ball joints. This is what it was like back in the day. Like, look at that gappy business there, like just shocking. Like that is just so unnatural, and yeah, just gross. I mean, yeah, just, you know, just mechanical. It just feels kind of off. So yeah, and also in the feet there, you just get rotation on those feet. So yeah, there's no rocker like the Two-Face had. So yeah, you can only really have this guy standing in feet together, vanilla pose, just wherever you can get those feet flat on the ground, you know, that you can't kind of splay them out and then use the rockers to kind of flatten them to give him a bit more of an open leg stance. It also just feels like he's perpetually looking down. I can't get any backwards tick happening, and I did hit this guy with a heat gun, so I don't know if that's just the way this figure is, but yeah, there's nothing there. Anyway, enough about Holiday Joker. Let's move on to the next one. Alrighty guys, we're back with Lightning Strike Batman, or as he's referred to in this wave, Batman. But they're not fooling anyone, guys. This is Lightning Strike Batman, and man, what an awesome throwback to the vintage Kenner figure, all the way down to the streaks the lightning streaks on the costume, they're just lifted straight off the vintage figure. It's really nicely done, guys. Let's have a look at the accessories first. We've got the trading card there, we've got the Maxie Zeus arms for the builder figure, and we've got that blaster that's ripped straight out of the vintage packet and scaled up for the 6-inch figure. Yeah, really nice addition. Really nice that they've done that. Shows that they haven't just gone lazy. They've given us the blaster as well. They really could have extended themselves further and given us the like the shield cape thing that covers the entire figure, but look, I'll give them a pass for that. We do get one set of hands, but what the hell is going on with these hands? Have these been miscast or something like that? Because yeah, these fingers look really weird. Is this a reference to an episode? Is this like a hard act thing where his finger kind of hinges back and yeah, he like jimmies a lock or something like that? Yeah, I don't know. If you know, please let me know in the comments, but yeah, that doesn't really fit with the lightning strike Batman for me. But let's have a look at the figure itself, guys. So I believe what they've done here is they've just gone off of the mold that they included in the Wave 1, the Condiment King Batman, and I think that was a nice choice. We've got the ball joints in the legs there, which is really nice, so we can put this guy on the bat cycle. We've got hinging and we've got rotation at the feet, and they feel nice and tight, so you're going to be able to get him to stand really nicely on your shelf there without fear of him falling over. So yeah, really nice touch there. We've got some ab crunch, but not a whole lot, just about that much. It kind of looks natural, the way that they've done it, and that looks a bit weird there. We've got a bit more of a range of movement in the head there. We've got this soft cape, so he'll go nicely on the bat cycle there. So yeah, all in all, guys, a really nice addition to the Wave. I'm so glad that we didn't just get a normal Batman, just like another regular version, especially in a builder Wave. They didn't kind of force you to buy just that classic grey blue Batman or grey black Batman or whatever it is. They've given us something I believe to be kind of special there. And just one thing before we go, the cell shading on this guy, it's dark blue on that black, so once again understated and I believe nicely done. So that's 3 for 3 with the cell shading in this Wave. Let's move on and see what Batgirl looks like. Okie dokie, guys, back with the very last figure before the builder figure. It's the Batgirl. Now we'll have a look at the accessories first before we talk about the figure. We've got the trading card up the back there. We've got 4 sets of hands, very tiny hands, and we've got the Maxie Zeus legs there, and I'm very, very glad to report that they stand beautifully up there, which gives me some high hopes for the builder figure. My Condiment King is still falling over most days. Now let's have a look at the figure itself. Now I do have to say that I was expecting this Batgirl to be the weakest of the 4 main figures in this line, but I have to say I'm actually reconsidering that opinion. Now I do have reasons for that. Now going back to the DC collectible versions of these figures, the really thin female figures always suffered because of the crappy plastic that DC Collectibles used. They all had like really weak or flimsy joints, or the plastic peg that would keep the joint together would sometimes just break. I think they were still using the clear plastic peg back then, but I'm really glad to report that this Batgirl has, just like the rest of the figures in this Wave, just some really tight ankle joints which help her to stand really nicely without much fuss at all. I can kind of move her around a little, and yeah, she kind of stays upright. So yeah, she's just going to stand on my shelf and be totally fine. So this is honestly a real relief, and I gotta say, sculpt wise, this is just freaking gorgeous. This is the Batgirl from my youth. This is Babs, man. This is the animated series Batgirl. And yeah, painted really nicely. Once again, it's hard to muck it up when you've got those Bruce Timm designs, just there. Like, how do you mess that up? You don't iterate on perfection, right? Well, unless you do cell shading. And I do have to say, I was also expecting this one to be the worst of the lot with the cell shading, but it's, once again, it feels like it's not overdone to me. So yeah, once again, have your own opinions about it, but I think it is actually quite nicely done. I really do like it on this figure. So yeah, one thing that I do have to ping this figure on is it does have the awkward kind of leg hinging, but for some reason on this figure it doesn't look so bad. Maybe because she's already so skinny, and the fact that, you know, she does get quite thin around the crotch there when you give her the splits or put her in the splits there. It doesn't look as unnatural as it does on the Joker, and maybe, you know, also because it's Batgirl, you know, she's a gymnast. All in all, really pleasantly surprised by this Batgirl. Yeah, all the joints are nice and tight. We've got singles at the legs for this one. The cape is painted black on the inside. Really nice soft rubber there. I do like the dash of darker red on the hair there. And yeah, that face is just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. Probably the reason why I've got a thing for redheads right here. And yeah, just very nicely done. Actually, surprisingly well done figure. Let's move on. Alrighty guys, we're finally up to the Collectables figure, and what a Collectables figure he is, guys. Maxie Zeus himself, down from Mount Olympus, ready to impart his wisdom to the masses. Have a look at this guy, man. Just, you know, what a majestic bastard he is. Just looking fantastic there, and probably one of my favorite builder figures from all of McFarlane. That includes the animated stuff and DC Multiverse stuff. This is just gorgeous. A figure that I never thought I'd own, and boy oh boy, super glad that I have him. This tops the Condiment King for sure. That was an amazing builder figure for just, you know, for wackiness sake, but yeah, super stoked to own this guy as a fellow Greek. Yeah, just really happy that I get to add a Maxie Zeus to my collection. So let's have a look at this guy. We'll go top to bottom and see what's what. Now these are not the hands that he came with in the pack there. He's got a grabby hand and an open hand there, and he had this lightning bolt accessory, which I would have assumed should be yellow, but it is blue in the cartoon. I looked it up. And let's start at the head there, guys. So a nicely sculpted head there with just the, you know, the appropriate amount of paint licks kind of added to it. He looks fantastic. Quite a pointy beard. I'm not sure if the beard was that pointy in the cartoon, but look, it looks fantastic all the same. We've got you know, very kind of minimal paint applied, but wherever it is applied, it's applied nicely. And once again, you know, you don't want to iterate too much on perfection, because, you know, Bruce Timm's designs were, you know, simplistic by design. And yeah, you know, like the beauty is in the simplicity there. So yeah, you don't want to overdo it by making too many changes there. So the rest of him is just really nice. You've got that nice yellow paint at the bottom of the loincloth there, and the sandals and greaves there are painted nicely as well. Yeah, really nicely sculpted figure. The only thing I can kind of ping this guy on is there's no waist articulation, because yeah, I mean, there's the join there. I mean, there's no way that you could kind of rotate that, just because of the way that they slot into each other. So from, you know, this entire trunk has zero articulation in it, but that's fine. You know, as you could see there, I was able to get him in a pretty cool pose there, throwing his lightning bolt there. So yeah, not a bad amount of articulation on this guy. And then down to the legs, you know, you can't quite, well, you can almost hit the splits, because that loincloth has a split there. It really lets you kind of spread the legs there and get into some more dynamic poses. You've got ratchets at the knees there, which will keep him in place nicely. And yeah, those rockers and those ankle joints are yeah, nice and tight. So this guy's going to stand up beautifully on the shelf. Just a really top to bottom well done figure, and yeah, just something that I never thought I'd own in my collection. Very happy with this guy. And yeah, the cherry on top of a freaking perler of a Batman the Animated Series wave. Yeah, absolutely stoked. Alrighty guys, enough about Maxie. Let's move on to some comparisons, then we'll call it good. Okay guys, there you have it. There's my in-depth review of Batman the Animated Series Wave 3 with the Maxie Zeus collector build figure. Hopefully this has been illuminating enough for you to make your decision on whether or not you want to buy these guys. I know over in the US this entire wave is a Target exclusive. Over here in Australia though, those retailer exclusives, we're just able to order them from our independent, like boutique kind of collectible retailers, so we're kind of lucky in that regard. But you know, I do miss the hunt from time to time, but I digress guys. Once again, just to top it all off, I really highly recommend this wave if you're a Batman the Animated Series fan, and especially if you missed any of these figures. Well, the 3 figures that were previously released in your DC Collectables BTAS collecting, just like I did. So yeah, once again, this was a no-brainer for me. I missed all those figures, so picking them up now, and with the bonus of the Lightning Strike Batman throwback and the Maxie Zeus Build-A-Figure, the awesome Maxie Zeus Build-A-Figure, yeah, just an absolute no-brainer for me. Had to pull the trigger. Alrighty guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for any love you've given me on the channel at all, guys. Head on over to DAVEcaveDAVE on Instagram and give me some love over there as well. I'm posting stuff most days, and I have my reels going up there before they hit YouTube's shorts. And I'm trying my hand at some toy photography here and there, so head on over and tell me what you think, guys. Thanks again to Angel Grove Toys and Collectibles for sponsoring the channel, and that'll be it from me, guys. Remember to take care of each other and buy more toys. We'll see you later.